fair use, section 107 on the fair use. This is a reaction. Now, what's really going on in China? Make me understand this. First and foremost, everything back here is full, right? Everything back here is full. So it's a narrative being pushed. Look, these things are full, right? Okay. Now, let's get into this. Let's get into this. They say supermarket shelves have been cleared in Beijing. Okay. Now, China currently is running a zero tolerant for the big C. It's a zero tolerant. So we're going to get off into this and we're going to make sure that we break this down. You see? Because I have a question I want to ask people in the chat once we get there. Okay, now this is supposed to be everybody stocking up. See, everybody's stocking up because lockdowns are possible in China because they have a zero big C tolerant, right? Now I have a question that I need to ask in the comment section. You see, this is big. Now make me understand this, right? This is my question. This guy right here have on a hazmat suit, right? Everybody have on a mask, right? So make this make sense for me. If we are past the most severe state of this whole situation, why do he have on a hazmat suit to this severity? I mean, just make me understand, is it something else going on over there? Or is it what they've been pushing the narrative in the public eyesight? Because it seemed like it's something else going on over there. Just not understanding. You know, and he put it in the back of her throat instead of her nose. So they got a whole different way of testing because look, that's in the back of her throat. That's not up her nose. You know, make me understand this. Like, where does this come from? Like, what is this they're checking for? Because most of these situations have been going up people's nose, but they're putting it up down her throat. So I'm just trying to figure it out, you know. Right. It could be both fake narratives pushed and they're aware of the nature of spraying it. Exactly. I agree with you. I agree with you. This just don't make sense. Look at that. Now they're showing empty streets as if, you know, but this is the question though, right? This is the question. This is what get me. China have a firewall. It's a firewall, right? So the media and every person out there on YouTube is putting out videos that China actually want to release. Because remember, China can block and shut down the internet any given time they want to. So these videos that's coming out of China, are they stage videos or are they real videos? Because keep in mind, China got that firewall. You know, China got a firewall. Whatever they are showing us. Exactly. I'm agreeing with you, Murray. I'm trying to figure it out because China have a firewall. This is all too well of a beautiful site right here where it just ain't nobody outside, you know, at all, permanently. And China with the firewall, they can dictate what comes out and what don't come out. So I'm confused. I'm baffled by this stuff, you know. I mean, just don't make sense. You know, if it don't make sense. And they're showing them delivering eggs or whatever. Yeah, eggs. Now, all over the news they talk about, you know, the birds being sick. Now, certain words I'm not even gonna say on this live, you know. But it's crazy to me how they have on shields, even a hair cap, mask. I mean, the whole 9 yards. But yet we in a stage where it's not even what a big C is not even quote unquote that extensive to the point where you need to even do all that. So I'm just trying to figure it out, you know. So that video was fresh out of China because I want to see. I'm gonna run another video. You guys work with me. I want to run another video because I want to see what's going on in China. You know, why all these videos coming out in China? You know, like this one right here.
President Biden making a stop in New Hampshire. infrastructure yesterday to tout his administration's infrastructure.
What's going on in China, guys? What's going on in China? You know, what is going on with China? Make it make sense to me. You know. Oh, so now on this one right here, they're reporting that people lost their lives again.
About the COVID situation in China, Shanghai continues to battle the coronavirus, and despite the stringent COVID curbs, the cases continue to rise. The financial hub record.
You know, it just don't make sense to me. You know, it's like how do they get this information out of China if they got a firewall?
23,000 positive cases in the last 24 hours, and the city also reported 12 new COVID deaths.
There you go. Shanghai is. I'm reading the comments and I'm just baffled because keep in mind they got a firewall. Can't nothing come out of China without China approval. So how is all the media? Oh, put it like this, right? You guys remember that we couldn't get any information from China in regards to this situation when all this situation supposedly had happened, right? So why is it that information can come out of China now? When it was quote unquote more severe, nothing was coming out of China. So why is it coming out now?
As of Friday, cases increased to more than 23,000 from more than 17,000 cases, which were reported on Thursday.
I just don't understand these suits. Like, I just don't understand them. I don't understand those suits. Make it make sense. You know, make those suits make sense. You know, but I guess these suits right here, we have been, you know, in the movies and everything else. When you see these suits right here, it's an emergency, a state emergency. So we have been trained that when we see people dressed like this, that means danger. We've been trained that means danger. So if they put those suits on in front of you, you know, it make it seem as if, you know, danger is arise. Danger, you know, and then that's, you know, it's a narrative being pushed. You know, I'm with you guys, you know.
According to reports, patients who died.
Nah. Look at her. Look at this person. This a woman, right? She have a whole phone in her hand. If it's that bad, what you got a phone in your hand for? Look, if it's that bad, so you're gonna text. You're gonna press the phone with the gloves, right? You're gonna press the phone with the gloves, and then whatever on the gloves gonna be on the phone. When you take the gloves off, your phone gonna have whatever you have. So I'm just, you see what I'm saying? It just don't make any sense to me no more at all. None of it makes sense.
Died were nearly 90 years of age with comorbidities. Chinese officials.
Look, the phone in her hand. That's a phone. That's a phone. So you got all this on for precautions measures, but you have a phone in your hand. So when you take that mask and everything off, those gloves, everything that you are trying to protect yourself from will be on that phone, from your fingerprints, from that gloves. So it's basically don't make any sense, right? The thing about the on the suits that could actually protect yourself. Well, Murray, exactly, salute. But look at the phone in our hand with the gloves. Does that mean anything? You see, the phone is in our hand with the gloves. So ultimately, at the end of the day, you know, the suits is programmed. You know, like any movie that you see these suits, you see a gang of people with these kind of suits, you are programmed or indoctrinated to think that it's radiation or it's something in the air or it's any movie that you look at when you see these suits, it's something in the air or it's you know, it's you are programmed that those suits mean danger. You know, stay away. Get back, you know, like cautious tape or yellow tape. You're taught, you know, that's why they do color codes with us, because we are taught that certain things mean certain things. We're programmed. And when you see somebody covered up like that, you are programmed to stay away. So it's just crazy how when you actually watch the clips and you break it down on what they're showing you, they put in front of your face, they make themselves look fake. You must have missed it. What I must have missed. Because I'm talking about that phone right there. I'm talking about that phone. That phone, I ain't missed that phone. That phone is right there in her hand with the gloves on. You know, that phone is right there. You know, so in his biggest day, that phone is right there in her hand with the gloves on. And this is China. but it's so, but it's so, and then you're gonna report that it's 12 deaths reported Friday. I'm not gonna say the word, but look at that phone. The person that's actually doing the testing have a phone in their hand. Actually have a phone in their hand, and like I said, they are testing people in their by the throat. You know, you're right. No telling what's on there. I don't speak that language, but one thing I do know is that we've been indoctrinated that these suits, along with visors and masks, when you see somebody like that, that means stay away. It's an experiment going on. We've been indoctrinated like that.
Claim that none of them were vaccinated. Shanghai health officials say that less than 66% of senior citizens are fully vaccinated, while about 40% have received booster shots.
See, once again, that's big business. That's big business. Anything pertaining to pharmaceutical is big business. It's big business. So once again, the monetary system.
The city has been under strict lockdowns from the beginning of April. Residents are now venting out their anger against the COVID laws amid the growing frustration among residents in particular. Chinese officials are now planning to reopen some businesses.
Now, how do we get this footage? How do they get this footage of trying to control everything that comes out? If China control everything that comes out social media wise by a firewall, what makes them think that China will allow them to show this information? Or show them how they're treating their people, if they're treating their people bad or treating their people good? What makes them think that they're going to show that? If China control the narrative on what they want to be released.
Even after a lockdown for more than a month, areas are still reporting new cases, casting doubt on the efficacy of China's strict strategies.
Look at that. See, you're trained. If you see this right here in the middle of the street, right? He don't have on a red suit, no anything. It's a police officer. See? So it's a security or police officer, patrol. If you see this in the middle of the street, right? You're driving randomly, and you see that a caution sign or automatic flag in your head, you're gonna stop. You're gonna be like, man, what's going on over there? You're not going to drive that direction because this suit speaks a million words, speaks a lot of words. That's why they're wearing it.
The effects of prolonged lockdown have now shown their effects, and they are being felt on the city's environment as well. With half of the city's sanitation workers on duty, garbage collection rates have dropped tremendously.
Look at that. You think, this looked like a picture that an artist took in the middle of the avenue, when the street was just dead, or a movie set. China shoot a lot of movies. A movie set where they got everything set up where it's not a person walking, but you got vehicles on the street. That don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. But yet again, China, they put out what they want because the Great Firewall. I recognize that. Salute. They put out what they want because the Great Firewall.
This has resulted in waste pileups across the city.
And see what I was just saying? Look at that tape. Look at that tape on that line. So the suits, the tape, and then look what they got in front of them. They got it in front of the Gucci store. Now, I didn't think that China have a Gucci store because they know how to create and make every knockoff that's out. So I didn't even think that China had a Gucci store, right? Because they talk about the labor prices over there. There's cheaper labor over there. So I wouldn't think that they can even afford Gucci in China, given the state of it. But you got the cautious tape in front of the Gucci store. You guys see that? You see? But they talk about how, people in China working in warehouses to make this type of material, make this type of things for nothing, pretty much. You see? Yeah, HMO. That's the thing. YouTube, since I talk about this kind of stuff, they don't put the stuff out there. They don't put these type of videos out there. But if I talk about Johnny Depp or the baby or Young Dolph or anything like that, or anybody, if I talk about any entertainer, personal life drama, then the video is gonna do a lot. If I talk about Gucci and I talk about artists like Jim Jones, they didn't want to give him a bottle of water in Gucci. If I talk about Lil Boosie saying, Gucci don't like black people. If I talk about that kind of stuff, the video is gonna go explode. But since I don't talk about that kind of stuff, the video is being suppressed. So if I talk about this right here, it'll get it'll blow up. But they don't do that. But let's get back into some more China stuff, because and this right here, this Gucci store, believe it or not, it might not even be in China. It could be anywhere. But they market it and advertising this as if it's in China. You see?
Beyond World is One is now available in your country.
Let's watch another video together. Let's break another one down. Let's break another one down together. I'm tired of China. I'm tired of them feeding the BS.
COVID rages on, and Shanghai currently is in its fifth week of a lockdown. Despite strict measures, the cases continue to rise. The ongoing COVID curbs and growing
I just played something similar to that. So what that tell you guys is that this is a different news channel, right? And I'm gonna break it down to you guys. This is a different news channel right here. Well, it's the same news channel, just a different story. Now they're saying that they had 21 cases reported last 24 hours. But if you guys notice, they use the same footage. The same exact footage. And once again, like I said, those suits, is a programming factor to scare you. But they use the same footage. They just do a different verse over on the same footage. I won't go to some new China footage. I don't want to talk about the hip hop stuff. That hip hop stuff.
Lockdown just expanded its scope.
The hip hop stuff is whack to me. It's a distraction from what's going on in the real world.
A mass COVID testing campaign is underway in Beijing, sparking new fears that lockdowns could soon follow. Eunice Yoon joins us out now live from Beijing. Morning, Eunice.
Now, this person is in Beijing right now, quote unquote, and you can see the Chinese words right here. But I'm gonna show you guys something, right? Now they got a zero COVID. I mean, they say testing has wrapped it up, and there's a zero COVID, a zero big C policy. But I'm gonna go over here, right? You guys paying attention? Pay attention. This guy back here don't have on no mask. You see? He don't have on no mask, right? No mask at all. So let me play it.
So, I'm standing in front of a pop-up mass COVID testing center, and
that's a mass COVID testing center, and that guy don't have on no mask. Let's go back to it.
Results of the first round of the mass testing are just in. City officials have wrapped up a press briefing and said that so far, out of samples taken from about 3.8 million people in the biggest district, one case is a preliminary positive.
Look, I'm confused, guys. They show Biden, and they show all of the people from Biden and all of the people from America taking tests and doing it up the nose. But these people doing it up the mouth. Look at this. That thing is in his mouth. It's in his mouth. Right? That's in his mouth. I'm confused. I'm a tad bit confused. With his different way. I mean, is it different testing ways? That's up his mouth. Right? Let's get back into it.
Preliminary positive. They added, though, that they cannot rule out the possibility of further transmission. The city.
So let me ask you guys this, right? If the debt ratio has simmered down on this situation, right? What is the big, if we have to adapt with this, what is the big deal? If we have to adapt with this stuff right here now, what is the big deal? Right? Quote unquote,
He aims to test 90% of the 21 million residents here.
Right. Somebody said that, and I'm gonna go back to that. Right. Well, put it like this, right? They're testing them out, right? But I'm gonna say this, right? How many people? Okay, I'm gonna say this. It's two countries right now, right? You got one, Vladimir, and you got another one. They have a difference right now. You think they're wearing masks right now? Why they having their differences? You think they're wearing masks? So why isn't these two countries number one and number two with transmissions of this right here what we watching? You guys follow me? You guys follow what I just said? We got two countries that don't like each other right now. That's having issues. You think they're out there wearing masks, selling their differences with masks on? So why are these two countries, with all these refugees spreading around and going places, why aren't these two countries the number one transmitted with this situation? Let me get back to it.
Times over the next week, so by the end of this week, after detecting Omicron here, outside of one lockdown area and a few closed off buildings, the city has also shut all non-essential venues. That includes gyms.
They shut down all. See, they shut down. They shut down the gyms, and they're going back to lockdown, full lockdown mode,
as well as after-school training. Most schools, though, remain open.
Now they're gonna shut down all your entertainment or pleasure, but they're gonna keep the schools open to indoctrinate your kids. Make it make sense. Like throughout this whole situation, they're gonna and they're gonna keep the schools open because why? They look at the schools system as we can indoctrinate your kids, give you a free babysitter while you go be a slave and work for us. So that's what this is all about. It's about we're gonna indoctrinate your kids. You can't have no entertainment, but you still have to go make some money. You have to go make money and then come back and buy the same things from us that you making money for. This is the whole play.
Now, the city is also urging residents not to travel for the upcoming May Day Labor Day holiday. That's this weekend. And also urging precautions. The state media has been saying that these precautions are necessary to ensure that...
You notice they didn't got away from the raid. Now it's blue. They got away from the raid, They got away from the raid.
Beijing does not suffer from a Shanghai...
Exactly. I couldn't say it, Murray. I couldn't say it, but it's two countries at odds right now. You think they're wearing masks while they're at odds? I think not. I think they're just doing what they do. And plus, you got people who fled and ran and left and did this and did that and went to different places. So why is it that the origins of where this started at, supposedly where this was supposed to be under control at, why is it launching back off, full throttle back in at the origins of the area, when you got people all around the world evading situations between two countries that ain't thinking about a mask? They're just thinking about moving around, and there's no transmission. It don't make sense.
Lockdown. Shanghai right now is imposing what it's described as hard isolation for certain locations, and that is setting up fences around buildings or streets that have seen one positive case in order to ensure that people do not...
Listen, let me tell y'all a story, right? Then this is a true story. So the school where my kids attend, right? When my kids attend, they say that one of my kids was exposed to a kid that actually had the situation, right? Okay. So they wanted my kid to not go to school for a week, which I was fine by that, right? I was fine by that. But I had to make a valid point to him, right? To the school nurse. And my point was this, right? My point to the school nurse was this. If my kid was exposed to this situation from another kid that was positive with the situation, right? And my kid have a brother, right? And his brother go to the same school, that mean that his brother was exposed to him, which means that other kids was exposed. So make it make sense. When them kids go to lunch, they ain't got no mask on. When them kids at the playground, they ain't got no mask on. So if you're gonna tell 3 or 4 kids in a classroom they've been exposed that they need to stay home for a week, you got to shut the whole damn school down. But they're not gonna do that. Why? Because they get paid per kid coming to school that day. School districts get paid per kid coming to school that day. So they wouldn't mind putting out 2 or 3, 4 kids here and there, and utilize that situation as if they're trying to stop a spread. But all the while, I told the lady, I said, if my son have a brother and his brother's at home around him and he's in a different class, then his brother could have potentially spread this to him to the other class. So you need to shut that down too. So at the end of the day, the point I'm making is that the school nurse was just full of bullshit with the whole situation, and I had to water it down to her and make her understand that you full of shit. So I end up having to go get my kid a test, and it came back negative. But the point I was making was, if my kid was around this shit, and a kid that had it, and he had a brother who in another class, then that means that you need to shut the school down.
Not leave those areas. Now, there are lessons being learned here from Shanghai. Most of all, even though the authorities have ensured us here in Beijing that food supply and medical supplies would be guaranteed, the supermarkets have run out of food.
She said the supermarkets run out of food. Now, keep in mind, how could the supermarket run out of food when China have a firewall? Why would they release that?
Some of them have been restocked, but there's definitely been a lot of hoarding as well as stockpiling of all the essentials.
They're coming after the preppers next for hoarding food. That's the next thing. They're coming after the preppers because they don't want you to hoard the food. Why wouldn't you buy food today if they tell you inflation gonna not stop? They're saying inflation not gonna stop. So the same bag of rice that you could buy for $2 today, next week might be $5. So why would you not buy it now? Make it make sense. They're the ones who giving people, especially in America, they're the ones who giving government food stamps away, you know.
Guys?
And my car is dented.
Geico does offer 24/7 claim service.
24/7? That's a lot of attention.
They're not actually with you 24/7. They're just available whenever you need them. Oh.
So guys, thank you guys for rocking with me. You know, and hopefully I made a bunch of points and valid, and I'm gonna continue to do this because I know there's a lot of people out there that support the channel, and I'm gonna continue doing this. I'm not gonna go. I might use my other channel to talk about hip hop stuff, but I'm not gonna not talk about the real things that's going on in the world, you know. And yeah, Dan, I post a video with China throwing out a lot of food. They throw away a lot of food, you know. So at the end of the day, if you know that it's a food shortage, or you know that it's a food shortage that's coming, with all this land that we have, stop building these damn buildings and once you start planting, make it make sense. If you know that it's a food shortage, why not start planting? Make it get this lizard off my TV.
Okay, because I'm
make it
an
make sense?
introvert. It's incredibly.
Okay, we could do this, but why not make it make sense? If you know that a food shortage is coming, stop building these buildings and start doing more planting. That just makes sense. So it's like they don't make, you know, when I say it don't make sense, it makes sense to me that they full of shit. That's what I mean by that. When I say that don't make no sense, I'm saying that they full of shit, you know. But if it's a food shortage that they foresee coming and they see inflation, this and that and the third, why not just plant more to feed more? You know, why not plant more to feed more? You know, so when I look at these things and I see these things and I understand that China have a firewall and they release what they want to come out, then I understand it's an issue. Then once they say that this stuff is spreading, you know, I look at, you know, two countries fighting and not one of those countries have a single case that been reported. Make it make sense. You know, no, they don't have a single case that's been reported coming out of those two countries or coming from people that left their countries to go other places. They don't have single reporting cases. It just don't make sense. It don't add up. The dots don't connect. And when the dot don't connect, that means it's an incomplete narrative. And I can't allow that. So salute to all y'all for rocking with me. And I'm gonna go live again later on the day. But yeah, I'm gonna start calling them out more. And y'all share the videos because the algorithm is not picking up the videos. I'm gonna say it like that. I'm not gonna say it. The algorithm is not putting the videos in front of people. So I need my audience and the people that rock with the channel to put it in front of people for me. So please share the videos and salute. You know, thank y'all for rocking with me.